I think the biggest part of being a girl boss in the office, at home, or anywhere you go is just knowing your value, said Meghan. Before giving many fashion tips, Archie TM's mom underlined how important it is to not prioritize work above everything else. You don't need to make your life your job. I have to find that balance for myself, as well. Between the tick, her lifestyle brand, and my time on set or at home, I have to make the time to throw in a yoga class or walk my dogs or literally just turn it all off and meditate for a minute. I think you have to make time for yourself, so that work doesn't become the end all be all. She also added, I think in life and in the office, it's best to stay out of the drama. You'll be endlessly happier for it. If you want to do that, save that for drinks after work with your girlfriends. In terms of style, the Duchess believes in power dressing but says brains come first. It's important to flex your intellectual prowess, even if you're wiggling around in a pencil skirt. Have a power piece in your wardrobe. If it's the one dress that makes you feel so badass, or the one crisp button down. Whatever it is, so that when you wake up on those days where you not really feeling going into work, you put that piece on and it's almost like your own anthem. It can really shift the energy of your whole day. People often say dress for the part that you want, not the part that you have, and I can't think of any paralegal that was dressing like Rachel did. She was dressing for the role and the seriousness that she wanted people to treat her with. Rachel TM's quintessential power look is a crisp, white button down with the collar a little popped, sleeves rolled up and a high-waisted pencil skirt. It's a look that makes her feel confident and come across like she really means business. Duke of Sussex, 36, co-hosted the virtual event with Jill Biden. The royal was expected to appear in person for the 2021 Warrior Games in Orlando, Florida, but the in-person event was cancelled due to COVID safety concerns. The 36-year-old prince appeared alongside the First Lady, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Ken Fisher, CEO of Fisher House Foundation. While speaking at the event honoring those taking part in the Warrior Games, Harry said the pandemic has flipped life upside down for so many people. I am so sorry that we're not all together at the Warrior Games where we should be, the prince said. The pandemic has certainly changed or flipped life upside down for so many people. Harry founded the Invictus Games in the UK after being inspired by the US Warrior Games. I will never forget that first visit that I had to the Warrior Games, which inspired me to create the Invictus Games, and the Invictus Games never would have been created had I not been inspired by every single one of you, and your companions, and the families for everything that you give to the service of this country, the royal said at the virtual event. While the Duke and Duchess stepped away from being working members of the royal family, Harry remains a private patron to the Invictus Games, the Foundation's CEO has said. A statement from CEO Dominic Reed said, "We are proud to have the Duke of Sussex as our patron. The Invictus Games was founded by him, it has been built on his ideas, and he remains fully committed to both the Games and to the Invictus Games Foundation." A press release from the White House stated the Warrior Games share a deep bond with Harry's Invictus Games. Jill Biden was also expected to appear in the in-person event before it got cancelled. Speaking at the start of the virtual event, First Lady Jill Biden said, 20 years ago our world broke apart and the shockwaves of 9/11 continue today, but as the President and I visited the September 11th memorials this weekend, I was reminded of the humanity that shined through the inhumanity of that day. There was a call to defend the values we hold dear as we waged a global war on terror, and a courageous group of men and women stepped forward to say I will go. And that includes you, Harry. You live by a simple principle: serve together, recover together. Harry and Meghan were among a string of celebrities to appear at the Global Citizen Live concert in New York across the weekend, as they called for greater action to halt climate change. They also used the stage to call for greater equality in terms of vaccine distribution, demanding countries in most need are given the vital jabs to combat coronavirus. The concert, which saw acts such as Coldplay and Ed Sheeran perform, was aiming to ensure that richer nations share 1 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccinations with nations struggling in their battle against the pandemic. Speaking on the stage, Meghan told the audience, "There is so much that we can do today, now that can get us closer to ending this pandemic, and that's why we're all here." Their appearance was among the first the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have carried out since making the landmark decision to quit the royal family in January last year, in order to lead a financially independent life away from the firm. In the months since their move, Harry and Meghan have continued raising their young son Archie, as well as welcoming Lilibet to the world in June. Throughout this period the couple have lived in California, reportedly close to Meghan's mother Doria, who has been a source of help throughout their time in the US and during the pandemic. And it has been claimed that Harry has taken Doria on as his own motherly figure thanks to her attitude towards him and the royal family. Their decision to move to the US was heavily scrutinized by commentators and the public, and during this period Harry in particular turned to Doria for advice, a source claimed to the Daily Mail. They added, "Doria is like the Queen, she never complains and never explains. She's laid back, and people see her nose ring and dreadlocks which are cool, but make no mistake, she has a core of steel. Underestimate her at your peril." Meghan has always trusted her completely, but she has become a rock to Harry, who, of course, lost his own mother so young. Doria has a great warmth. She's a brilliant cook and is very motherly, but she isn't someone who seeks attention, and for Harry her discretion and silence mean the world. Harry's affection for Doria has been well documented, with numerous sources suggesting the 36-year-old calls his mother-in-law Mom. Another source noted how Doria had become an absolute tower of strength for both Meghan and Harry. They explained how Harry doesn't have a mum who he can turn to for advice, but has always been incredibly close to Doria, and never more so than now. Speaking to The Sun in 2020, the source continued, "Harry has a huge amount of respect for her and for her judgment, which is why he and Meghan have both spoken to her throughout about what they planned to do." They added, "She's been the epitome of calmness throughout, and both Meghan and Harry trust her and her judgment 100%. Meghan has been incredibly candid in her love of her mother, with the former actress always keen to discuss how important Doria had been throughout her life. And Doria herself was really worried about Meghan," a source claimed, "and was relieved that her daughter is putting her mental health and well-being first." The friend told the Daily Mail that Meghan's plan all along was to eventually leave the UK and build her own empire with Harry. They added, just after the split last year, "Doria is very much about being true to oneself, and so of course she will continue to encourage Meghan to take the road less travelled." Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond also discussed Doria and Harry's relationship while appearing on the 2021 documentary, Secrets of the Royals: The Markles vs. the Monarchy. She said, "Harry seems to have an absolutely brilliant relationship with Doria. Their TMS, no doubt that Meghan and Doria are closer geographically, physically and perhaps emotionally as well than they ever have been." Princess Charlene, 43, was rushed to hospital in South Africa over the weekend when she collapsed due to a severe infection, an aide said. The princess was said to be in a stable condition after the incident, but the hospital would not confirm the details of her treatment for confidential reasons. The Zimbabwe-born Charlene was admitted to the Netcare Albalito Hospital in Balito, near Durban, under a fake name for a medical emergency. A statement on her condition said, "Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene of Monaco was rushed to hospital by ambulance late on Wednesday night after collapsing due to complications from the severe ear, nose and throat infection she contracted in May. Her medical team is currently evaluating her but have confirmed the princess is stable." The details of the infection and why it has hit her so hard have not been revealed, but Prince Albert of Monaco has finally spoken out about his wife's extended stay in South Africa as rumors swirled of marital woes. Charlene was last seen in Monaco in January, with many speculating the Monégasque royals were splitting up. She told South African radio that she was remaining in her home country for medical reasons, saying in July that she cannot force healing, though this did little to quell the rumors. Now, however, her husband Prince Albert has sought to set the record straight. Speaking to People magazine, he insisted that his wife left Monaco to visit family, not due to a fight. He said, "She didn't TMT leave Monaco in a huff. She didn't TMT leave because she was mad at me or at anybody else. She was going down to South Africa to reassess her foundation TMS work down there and to take a little time off with her brother and some friends." He said the trip was only supposed to be a week-long, 10-day maximum stay, and is not due to Princess Charlene going into exile. He insisted it is absolutely just a medical problem. However, the royal did acknowledge that he should have addressed the rumors about marriage issues sooner, but explained that he had been concentrating on taking care of the kids and had assumed the speculation would pass. He said, "I thought it would just probably go away. You know, if you try to answer everything that comes out, then you TM constantly responding, you TM wasting your time." While he insisted the rumors of marital strife weren't true, he did admit they had been difficult on the family. He said, "Of course it affects her, of course it affects me. Misreading events is always detrimental. We TM an easy target, easily hit, because we TM in the public eye a lot." Prince Albert added that his wife was ready to head back to Europe, though no date was mentioned for her return. The comments come as Princess Charlene was forced to miss their children's first day of the new school year. 6-year-old twins Prince Jacques and Princess Gabriella were instead accompanied to their private Catholic school, Section Ois Dices Nicholas Bar copyright, by their father. The family did, however, manage a trip to visit Charlene in South Africa in August. The royals holidayed at a safari resort in the KwaZulu-Natal region, with Charlene sharing happy snaps on her Instagram. She wrote in a caption, "I am so thrilled to have my family back with me.